Salam እንዴት ናችሁ? Hello, bonjour. Welcome to Amharic Tutoring's YouTube channel. I'm Blaine, the founder and tutor of Amharic Tutoring. And after a bit of a break, we are back to our weekly challenge. So the word I have for you for today is the Amharic word for victory. The Amharic word for victory. So this word in Amharic, it starts with D, or in English, so the letter D. So do you know the Amharic word for victory? So, okay, I'll give you a moment to think and let's see. By the way, how do we start our game? I'm sure you all remember how we start our game. How do we start it? We say, "Nkoqalish," and you all say what? "Minawqalish." So, are you confident you know the answer? So the Amharic word for victory is dil. And this is especially an important word at this time of the year because the beginning of March marks the victory day of Ethiopia, or particularly the victory that Ethiopia achieved at the Battle of Adwa. This is such a monumental celebration in Ethiopian history as well as in African history because pretty much all of Africa was colonized by Western powers, right? But the one country that managed to defeat, a colonial advance by a Western country was Ethiopia. And this battle happened at the mountain of Adwa in 1896. So this time tomorrow we'll be celebrating the 126th year since we achieved the victory of Adwa. And this victory actually was a very symbolic for all Black people and for all Africans because it made the idea of independence, it made the idea of freedom from colonial powers not just a dream but a possible, a fathomable reality. So if you want to know the historical background behind this war, so this happened actually. Ethiopia and Italy initially had very good relations diplomatically, and they started signing up more treaties, to strengthen their ties. And then there was this particular treaty called the Wuchali Treaty. So when they signed the Wuchali Treaty, at the time there wasn't like this practice of like maybe using a common language like English or something like where both parties can, have the same kind of paper to sign. But there was like the Amharic version and there was the Italian version. In the Amharic version, it states that Italy will further aid in strengthening Ethiopia's relations with the rest of European powers. Whereas in the Italian version, it actually dictates that Italy will be in charge of all foreign diplomatic relations of Ethiopia. So pretty much making Ethiopia the protectorate of Italy, as a colony of Italy. And Minilik, our King Minilik II, he really tried to appeal a number of ties. He tried different diplomatic approaches, and but it all fell on deaf ears. And his queen Aitu of Ethiopia, she was very instrumental because she made more of like a decisive action when it comes to this. She tore the Wuchali Treaty and she said like we'll not accept this at all. And after then Italy declared war on Ethiopia, and then so Minilik mobilized the whole of Ethiopia. So he basically passed a decree that the whole of Ethiopia is supposed to come and march to the mountain of Adwa because this is like a very defining and Queen Aitu, she played a lot of like instrumental roles during this battle. She was not like, when you think of a queen, it's not like about the pretty dresses and the tiara and staying in the palace, but she actually led her own troops at the battleground, and plus she knew where the source of the water was coming from. And once they took hold of the water source, then they had an advantage in winning against the Italian troops, and this marked history. So luckily, thanks to our forefathers in Ethiopia, instead of celebrating Independence Day, we get to celebrate Victory Day. And that is a history that we get to share, we get to we get to honor, not just for ourselves, not just for Ethiopians, not just representative of all the diversity in each corner of Ethiopia. And this is not a victory that we celebrate just for Ethiopians, but it's like already within Ethiopia, this victory was such a unifying thing, because throughout Ethiopia, from each corner of Ethiopia, and I'm sure you know that Ethiopia that has a lot of diversity. We have over 89 languages, 200 dialects. When you go to each corner of Ethiopia, you see a different, a different clothing style. You hear a different music. You see different dance steps. So Ethiopia is quite diverse. So it was, in our diversity, this is that unifying thing that brings us together. This is one of the things that has brought us closer very, very strongly, that has unified us. And it's also something we get to celebrate with the rest of Africa. Like, this was an African victory, Adwa, an African victory. It's also a victory we share with all the Black people in the world. And so this special moment is coming tomorrow. So this is the 1896. So yeah, so tomorrow the celebration of this historical battle is coming up, and we get to be grateful, and we get to remember and honor the patriots, the heroes that have allowed us to have this independence, that have allowed us to maintain our own culture, our own alphabets, our own history, and our own idea of what our nation should be like, instead of an external power telling us who to be. So this is a mark of freedom, independence, liberation, and of course that fills us with a strong sense of pride, that allows us to walk with our head high wherever we go. And so thanks to our forefathers, and Melkam Adwa Ba'al to all of you. Happy Adwa Victory Day. So that is a word of the day for you, Dil, which means victory. And of course you get to know about Adwa, the mountain Adwa, where the Battle of Adwa happened, and where we got to celebrate this monumental victory, which is the Adwa victory. And till I get back to you with another word challenge, have a nice week. Salam alaikum, bonne journée, au revoir, have a nice day. Thank you. Amasaganalo. And if you know anyone who is interested to take Amharic classes, or who is interested to get to know more about Ethiopian history and culture, feel free to refer to them this page. I'll be posting always things that have to do with Ethiopian culture, history, and get to share the things that I love dearly about my nation Ethiopia, the things that I like to celebrate about my nation Ethiopia, just so that you get to see the place from the eyes of a local. So you get to see what I love about Ethiopia, and maybe you fall in love with Ethiopia too. Amasaganalo. Thank you. See you next time.